What's up people, my name is Sound Devil, and for this video I'm gonna be showing you how you can make this drop that I have right here.
Enemy chaser. Heavy machine gun. Drop shot.
Alright, and that's gonna be the drop that I'm gonna be showing you. If you like this, stay for the whole video because I'm gonna be explaining step by step how I made it. And yeah, let's start. Okay, so the first thing that I have right here, well, the BPM is gonna be 150 BPM, and the first thing that we're gonna see is gonna be the drums. Alright, and if you want the exact name of the samples that I'm using, they're gonna be right here on the left, and you can find them on Splice. And now we're gonna jump to the first sound that I have right here, and it sounds like this. And once you have Serum open, this is how it's gonna look. I'm gonna turn this off, and this one as well, the filter. And the first thing that I have right here is gonna be on digital FFT squill. The octave is gonna be to -1 over here, and then we're gonna turn on FM from B over here. You click it, and I have it to 62%. The level right here is gonna be to 0%, and we're gonna be dragging LFO number 1 to the level over here. Alright, this is gonna be the shape that I have for LFO number 1. It's gonna be to 1/4 trigger mode, and we're gonna drag LFO number 1 to the level over here. You drag it, and then we're gonna have it to 100%. And the next thing, we're gonna turn on oscillator B. We're gonna be using analog basic shapes. We're gonna choose the first shape over here, and the octave is gonna be to -1 as well. The unison is gonna be to 16. Detune 0%. The blend is gonna be to 75%, and the level to 0% over here. We're gonna turn on sync no window, and we're gonna put it to 1.02%, and that's about it over here. We're gonna turn on the filter. I'm using flanges plus over here, and the cutoff is gonna be to 37 Hertz, drive to 28%, resonance 49%, and everything else I didn't move it. So right here we're gonna turn on A and B. We're gonna go to LFO number 2. I have it to 1/4 as well, and this one we're gonna drag it over here. You drag it, and then you put it to 79%, and also we're gonna drag it on the sync for the oscillator B. You drag it over there, and you put it to 10%. We're gonna jump to LFO number 3 that I have this shape over here. Same thing, 1/4 trigger mode, and that one we're gonna drag it on the FM from B over here. You drag it, and we're gonna put it to -34. Now we jump to LFO number 4 over here, and this is what I have, and in a second I'm gonna tell you where I use it. And we jump to LFO number 5 that I have this shape over here. We put it to envelope, and this one we're gonna drag it to the cutoff of the filter, and we put it to -1. That's pretty much it. In this, we're gonna go to the FX page, and this is how it looks. These are the effects that I used. First one is gonna be hyper dimension. The hyper, I'm not using it, so right here it's on 0%. Dimension size is gonna be to 16%, and mix to 0%. Right here we're gonna go to LFO number 3, and we're gonna drag the LFO to the mix on the dimension, and we put it to 43%. The next one is gonna be the distortion. We're gonna be using the tube. The drive is gonna be to 25%, and the mix to 100%. On that one, we're gonna be using LFO number 1 over here. You drag it to the drive, and we put it to 20%. The next thing is gonna be the compressor. These knobs, I didn't move them. The only thing that I moved was the gain. It's gonna be to 1.1 dB, and we're gonna be dragging LFO number 1 to the gain, and we put it to 13%. And right here we turn on multiband. The mix is gonna be to 100%. The next thing is going to be the reverb. The size is going to be to 0%, decay to 1 second. low cut 0%, high cut 35%, and spin rate 25%. This one is on 20%, and the mix is going to be to 20% as well. The next one is the EQ. We're going to be using the low EQ for both sides. The frequency over here is going to be to 29 Hertz. We drag LFO number 1 to the frequency and we put it to 32%. 32%. This one in the middle is going to be to 54%. The gain to 0 dB. And on this side, the frequency is going to be to 7066. You can double click on it and put the exact number over there. We're going to be dragging LFO number 1 as well on the frequency, and we put it to 13%. This one in the middle is going to be to 46% and the gain to 0 dB. The last effect that I have right here is going to be the filter. I'm using the comms filter. The cutoff is going to be to 32 Hertz, resonance 12%, the drive to 50%, and these over here I didn't move them. And we're going to be dragging LFO number 4 to the cutoff on the comms filter. We drag it over there and we put it to 58%. And that's pretty much what I did to make this sound over here. Also right here I have this sound at the beginning, and it just looks like this. It's the same as the one that I should show you, but it's just a little bit slower. I can just show you this and you can take like a screenshot or something. So this is how it looks. LFO number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, and the 6th that I have it right here. And the effects are the same ones. And the next sound that I'm going to be showing you is going to be this one right here. And this is how it looks on Serum. You're going to turn on the sub, direct out. You're going to choose this shape in the middle. You're going to put the octave to -1, level to 100%. Right here, turn on the noise. And we're going to be using analog bright white. And the pitch is going to be to 28. Any of these, I didn't move them. And the level is going to be to 0%. Right here on LFO number 1, this is the shape that I have. You put it to envelope 1/4, and then you drag it to the level over here to 100%, and also drag it to the level of the noise. And that one I have it to 7%. And that's pretty much it. Right here I have the filter as well, but I turned it off because I didn't like how it sounded. But you can turn it off if you like. I'm using multi BN12. The cutoff is going to be to 1468, the drive to 37%, and right here we're going to be dragging LFO number 1 to the drive, and it's to 18%, and frequency to 15% as well. And on the effects page I have this hyper dimension. The mix of the hyper is going to be to 10%, dimension size to 7%, and the mix is going to be to 9%. The next thing is going to be the compressor. I didn't move any of these. The only thing that I moved was the gain to 5.1 dB and turn on multiband right here. That's how I made the sound over here. And the last thing that I have is going to be the sub at the end. And I also made it on Serum. This is how it looks. I use basic shapes. You put the octave to -1. -1 over here as well, basic shapes. We're gonna be putting the level all the way down on both. You're gonna be dragging the LFO number 1 to oscillator A and B. You drag it, you put it to 100% right here on oscillator A, and on oscillator B you put it to 32%. Over here I have the normal MG low 12 filter. The cutoff is gonna be to 8 Hertz, resonance to 10%, drive to 0%, and we're gonna be dragging LFO number 1 to the cutoff to 100%, and on the drive as well to 24%. Right here you turn on the sub, turn on direct out. We're going to be using the first shape over here. Put the octave to -1, level to 0%, and LFO number 1 on the level to 100%. And on the effects I don't have anything, so that's pretty much what I did. And this is all the things that I did to make this drop. And over here I have some effects or like some samples that I use, like this one.
Enemy chaser. Heavy machine gun.
And right here I use these other samples. But yeah, this is how I made this drop. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something new. And if you got to this point of the video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe as well. And leave your comments at the bottom over here. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Enemy chaser. Machine gun.